What's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. Happy Thanksgiving. And this ML Sports Take is brought to you by Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company and Camillus Golf Club. The Bonnies get it done tonight, 67-61. And I swear to you, the first 10 minutes or so, it felt like the first 2 weeks of basketball history with James Naismith creating the game. I mean, could anybody put the basketball in the hoop? It was absolutely reckless. It was brutal. You just sat there kind of like with your eyes peeled away from it going, my God, do I even want to keep watching this game? But you know the pace is going to kind of pick up from an energy standpoint. We know the Riley Center is a completely different place when the crowd is not packed, when they're not getting into it, and obviously Thanksgiving break and all the rest. So that is a huge factor in this game. But if you go to, I mean, I'm on this thing right here, the play-by-play. It was 8-8 with 9:56 to play in the first half. I mean, it was as ugly as humanly possible. But I thought one of the big sparks for the Bonnies tonight early, when they just couldn't, and I don't know what the deal is still with this offense, folks. I mean, they looked obviously way better in the second half. But the first half, I'm going, somebody do something. Somebody make a big shot. And this team, they keep firing from three, even though they're not a three-point shooting team. But Moses Flowers was the guy tonight. And how many times have we seen Moses Flowers when there's just not a lot of jazz going on in the game? He just provides something, right? And so Flowers makes that huge three-pointer off the find by Micah Adams-Woods to make it 11-10. Evans with an incredible dunk, assist from Pride. That was a sweet play as well. And then Moses Flowers does it again. He hits another three-pointer. And I thought from there, the offense sort of found some rhythm. He hit another three-pointer, again, with about 5:50 to go in the first half. So to me, when it was a real struggle point, he kind of started to open up the offense, in my opinion. His three-pointers allowed the middle of the floor to start to get open. And I was actually yelling before the three-pointers were going down, just dump it down to Venning, because it seems as though he can go up to the right and kind of use that quick pivot that he's really, really improved on in the offseason. But they really didn't go down to him that much, and it was the threes by Flowers that kind of opened some things up. Charles Pride then hit a three-pointer late in the first half. Before that, it was Adams-Woods making a layup as well, and they were just tremendous in the second half as well. Bonaventure's defense was outstanding, in the second half, and don't look now, but hey, when you get this team playing in the 60s, low 60s, mid-60s, I tell people all the time, this is the way I want Bonaventure to play basketball. Careless, yeah, they were a little careless with the basketball. Turnovers, I don't know what the deal is with the entry passes, going out of bounds, the travels, those sorts of things, but they figured it out. They got to the foul line. They made a bunch of free throws. They got to cut down on the three-point shooting across the board, but they out-rebounded them. They out-assisted them. They out-blocked them. They won the turnover battle. They had double the steals. I mean, they won a lot of the major categories here statistically, and I thought it was just an outstanding, outstanding game, as my dog has peeked in to see what I'm doing here. I'm doing a little recap there, buddy. Cooper the Golden, going to be 8 years old in January. This is, by the way, part of the reason why I don't do videos at night, because everybody's asleep upstairs and the dog started barking. So now you have, this is an actual video to show you how ridiculous my life is right now. But just overall, just a tremendous, tremendous job by St. Bonaventure. Charles Pride, his shooting wasn't great, but I felt like a couple of spots he just got it done, right? And as far as the total point package goes, Venning probably could have gotten more buckets down low, but he only ended up with 8 points, right? Didn't have a great rebounding game. I thought Esemvis was awesome. I mean, the former Jan, again, poor shooting game, but his rebounds came up huge. He had 3 amazing defensive plays. Actually, the Bonnies had a couple of big blocks in this game. Now, remember, this is a Bucknell team that's 1-4 on the road, a 2-5 team overall. This is not, a real. Now, it's early, but it just doesn't look like they're one of those Bucknell teams that just goes and shoots the lights out, hits 23s in a game, right? They're going to go and beat Kansas in the NCAA tournament, which we saw years ago. I just don't see it with this team right now. Again, it's very, very early, but they just seem like they don't have that kind of team. Now, they did make it interesting late. The Bonnies were up. It looked like it was going to be a comfortable deal there, and then all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, they started coming back a little bit here. They cut it down to 4 3-points or whatever it was, and then Bonaventure held on with their terrific free throw shooting as usual. But I thought, other than the three-point shooting, I mean, you cannot, Bonnie's just not a three-point shooting team, but they keep chucking them. I mean, 28 three-point attempts. You just can't have that. I think this team needs to go inside more. It was another horrendous offensive game for Banks. I've seen enough, and I've said it a few other times. I think Schmidt should pull him out of the starting lineup and just see maybe if somebody else can be any kind of a spark. I also, remember, I called for Moses Flowers to go into the starting lineup last year. He went in and immediately thrived. I mean, what a genius I am. I'm just kidding. I would almost leave Flowers coming in from the bench at this particular point because he seems to thrive in that spark plug position for this particular team right now. Tonight he goes for 16 points. He hit a bunch of huge three-pointers. He was the only one who shot consistently well from three. You know, he provides such an unbelievable spark on defense as well. I mean, he blankets guys. I would keep him on the bench for that first substitution, like, yo, dudes, you better get going because Moses is coming in, you know, like that kind of a thing. And I would almost insert Barry Evans in there as well. Kind of go maybe a little bit bigger, more athletic in the starting five. And maybe you'd have Adams and Pride, and then you go ahead and put Evans and the former Jan and Venning in as your three forwards and maybe go bigger to start. Then you pull out somebody like a former Jan or whoever. You know, if it's not a Sembus, then you pull Evans or whoever, and then you put in Flowers for that extra oomph and that you know, big time speed game and back and forth game across the board. So I almost would like to see Evans in there compared to Flowers, because I think the way Evans is playing on both ends of the floor right now, especially in Brooklyn, defensively, my God, this guy is a monster. He might be their best defender on the floor right now. I almost like him in the starting five. Moses Flowers, that first substitution in, get in there, get after it, spark the team. Moses is coming in. You guys better get your shit together, and then away we go. But overall, it was a home game where you didn't have the great home atmosphere because of Thanksgiving break. You had Moses Flowers just absolutely ignite the team. The beginning of the game was uglier than ugly can be, and I thought that the second half pace was tremendous. Both teams scored 35 points in the second half. Good thing Bonnie outscored them by 6 in the first half. But, man, I'll tell you what, when you're going down late in this game, you know, St. Bonaventure, 63, they're up, let me see, I'm going to go back to the point here. Well, they're up 61-50, double digits, right? And then 63-54, they're up 9, and then it's 7, and then it's 4 after Williamson makes that 3 with 19 seconds. You're like, if they foul and Bonnie goes down, but it didn't happen. Obviously, the foul, Adams Woods made a free throw and then another free throw. Those two key free throws were huge, obviously. And then they fouled him again, and he makes 2 more free throws. And that, again, is the Mark Schmidt specialty, okay? Bonaventure is up 63-59. Bucknell is starting to show us that we should be scared. If they foul and Bonaventure happens to, if they foul and Bucknell happens to make 1 of 2, they make a 3 again. I mean, things are getting really dicey here. No, Adams, bang, bang, Adams Woods. They come down, they make a jumper. It's a 4-point game. You're like, come on. Nope, bang, bang. That's the thing that Bonaventure is able to do, is make these free throws late in games. And I keep saying it, low 60s, mid 60s is the recipe for me for St. Bonaventure basketball currently with Mark Schmidt. I just think that when they're playing in that area of scoring, that to me is it. And tonight they got it done. The only criticisms I would have, again, the handling of the ball and just the awareness and just the stupid turnovers. I mean, how many times are we going to see Bonaventure, even though they won the battle, we step on the baseline? How many times are you going to send in an entry pass and it's just a poor pass? How many times is Banks going to, do some stupid pirouette thing and lose the ball? They got to clean that stuff up. I mean, even when you win the turnover battle like that, it's like, dude, come on. You turn it over 3-4 less times, and this game's probably a 12-point win. So, but again, winning in the clutch late, defensive stops when you need them, Flowers with a spark plug, stop shooting the threes, right, collectively. I would shake and bake and put Evans in the starting lineup. Those are some of my takeaways from this game tonight. So, but it just felt really good when the buzzer hit 0 to just get back in the win column, didn't it? I mean, let's face it. I mean, you get back in it, you get that home win back in there, and now we kind of sit back and eat a ton of food tomorrow, and hope that this team can kind of go on a winning streak. They play really a lot of bad teams here. I mean, Miami is bad, UB is way down, Niagara is no good this year, Siena is brutal. There are no excuses before that Florida Atlantic game. St. St. Bonaventure. I know UB on the road is going to be a really hard game because it always is. I'm hoping that Niagara at the Gallagher Center, that game always pisses me off too. I am so over Siena, UB, Niagara, and Canisius. I almost would stop booking all these games. I understand the history, I understand the region, the rivalry, what it means to the Western New York. Screw all that. It seems like this is the Super Bowl for everybody else, and I'm sick and tired of playing these teams. But currently, there's no excuses. I mean, Bonaventure's got to go right now and win 4 more in a row and get geared up for that game in Springfield with Florida Atlantic, and then you come back, you beat Binghamton, you beat Akron, and then it's 8-10 time. So, but it felt really good just to be like, okay, like at the RC, we need a win. Like, get back in there, and they did it. So extremely pleased overall. Just would like to see the three-pointers come down a little bit. I don't want to see Bonna shoot any more than 15 threes in a game. I want to see him go to the basket. I want to see him go to vending. I want to have the guards, some semblance of an offense early, and obviously smart handling of the basketball. And Barry Evans in the starting lineup, maybe go a little bit big. Flowers stay on the bench. First substitution in, gives you that spark plug type of a thing. And maybe this sets a fire underneath the behind of Banks as well. But I don't think Schmidt's going to do it. So there we have it, 67-61. Bonnie wins it over Bucknell at the Riley Center tonight. Wanted to get this recap video out because I'm taking tomorrow off, Thanksgiving. I might take Friday off as well. It's just been an unbelievable stretch of work and life the last almost year here. I just need a day, man. I need a day. I need a holiday. I need food. And right now I need about 4 bottles of water. So I'm going to get going. I'm going to upload, well, by the time you watch this, it'll be uploaded. I'm going to watch the rest of the Sabre game. The Q's comes on at 9:30, so we got a lot going on tonight. I want to wish you guys and gals really the greatest Thanksgiving ever. Enjoy it with your families. Think about those who are no longer with us, and we continue to think about those folks and cherish the people who are at the table with you, and cherish that food and all the good times and all the college basketball and the football and friends and family, and that we're just breathing oxygen one more day. So really appreciate everybody jumping on. Do me a huge favor too. I'm so grateful and thankful for everybody here. I can't even tell you, and I don't just say it to bore you, but if you can like all these videos and subscribe to the channel, I'm almost at 1,000. It'd be a huge landmark deal. So if you can please subscribe to my channel, hit that subscribe button, like as many videos as you can, including this one, and I'll continue to post, and I'll get ready for Saturday, Miami of Ohio, a 2 o'clock game. Kind of a tough one for me. I'm going to be in and out watching that game because I got to work at the Dome for Wake Forest and Syracuse through a side production company, usually hired right up through ESPN and all the ESPN channels, ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, etc., ESPNU, whoever, ACC Network, ACC Plus. There's just so many now, but it's a side production company that's bringing me in for this game, and I have to be there at 10:30. The game's at 2, so it's going to be kind of difficult, but I'll be in and out of the game for sure and try to bring you a recap either that night or in the morning. And it's just such an unbelievable, and I'll leave you on this, and I went really long again, but it's just such an unbelievable time of year this week in the Thanksgiving time period with all the NFL, all the college basketball, all the hockey that's on. I'm not a big NBA guy, obviously, but every single time you turn around, I mean, it's unbelievable. Tonight, for example, I got the Bonnies on my phone. I got the Sabres on the television. I'm watching a Football Life DeMarcus Ware during commercials of the Sabres. I'm trying to read a book called Boston Ball, which is amazing, by the way, by Clayton Truder on the Gary Williams, Rick Pitino, Jim Calhoun, when they coached all those Boston teams years ago. Syracuse comes on at 9:30. Might even get in some Nintendo Wii later. Who knows? And I just got to go to sleep at some point too, and I got to prepare for some shows next week. But it's just this entire time of year is just spectacular. It's awesome. The weather blows, but we've got all these sports. We got food. We got us, together, friends, family, our Bonna family. So it's just great stuff. So again, happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. I hope you really have a terrific holiday, and I'll be speaking to you real soon. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, of course, ML Sports Platter, rather, on YouTube, and of course follow ML Sports Platter on TikTok, and of course at Mike L Sports on Twitter, ML Sports Platter on Instagram. You can find me, just search me and plug anything in, and it'll all come up. So again, really appreciate it, and this video is brought to you by Stanley Law Offices and Stumbling Monkey Brewing Company. Go Bonnas, and as I always tell you, enjoy the games.